So please, a nice warm welcome for Premier Executive Nicole Hansen. And bringing back to the stage our Jamberry Nail Tech, Beth Fink.
Yay! Hello, Provo. How amazing is this summit already? I can't honestly think of something I'd rather be doing on a Monday night than spending time with you guys. And honestly, the new products, they had me at glass nail file. Like pretty much anything past Ness is a bonus, right? So Beth is gonna be our lovely visual assistant again this evening. And I have a question for you ladies, and this applies to you guys in this room as well as everyone in every other audience in the summit location. So if I am talking about you, I want you guys to go ahead and stand up. How many of you have at least $700 in repeat sales every single month? Awesome. Give her a round of applause. Oh, we have few. Awesome. What about $500? Do we have anyone who has $500 every single month coming from repeat business? Okay, awesome. Stay standing, and everyone in your summit location. Now, ladies, I want you guys to put your eyes on these ladies. You guys, congratulations, you are now Jamberry celebrities. You can thank me later. But seriously, they have some great tips, and honestly, that's what we should all be striving for. So, big round of applause. You guys can go ahead and sit down. Thank you so much. Matt Hoffman is our Chief Commerce Officer, and he's gonna be speaking a little bit later. And he has shared that from a business strategy, we need to be spending 3 times as much investing in our current customers to turn them into repeat customers. And the reason is this: repeat customers are gonna place an average of 3.9 orders and spend $189. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. You should all be thinking, yes, that is amazing, but you might be thinking, Nicole, how am I going to take my current customer and turn them into a repeat customer? And the answer is really pretty simple. The number one reason why ladies do not apply their wraps is they don't understand the process. And when people make a one-time purchase and they are asked why they are not a repeat purchaser, the majority of those ladies respond with something regarding the application. And that is where we're gonna take the time here tonight. Again, Beth's gonna help us out to showcase and talk a little bit more about some of those details. Because this might sound like bad business news, but the good news is that we can become product experts and we all have the power to change this and to increase our profits. So you guys may have seen this manicure that's gonna pop up here in just a second. This is a classic case of an excited customer that goes home and applies nail wraps and makes about 3 of the 4 most common mistakes, from nail prep, from filing, and sizing, okay? Now this person happens to work at home office, is around the product, understands the product, the concept of what should be happening, but when left on his own, this is how his manicure turned out, okay? Now, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, I am talking about the fabulous one and only Johnny On. It happens to be his birthday this evening. So because he is such a good sport, he is in Columbus, Ohio. We are all going to shout happy birthday, Johnny, on the count of 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Johnny! And I'm pretty sure it's only his 21st birthday. I think that's about right, don't you think? And Johnny is honestly not the worst case we've seen. If you take a look at these, we're gonna talk about how to avoid the big, the bad, and the bubbly. And it's pretty simple. I know you guys have seen these tools being thrown out there in videos and solutions for our application. Pretty much we throw it out there, everything online but the kitchen sink. And all this does is devalue the ability of our product. Our product does work, but this makes our customers feel like our DIY product is gonna be impossible for them to apply. And the fact of the matter is, most ladies can get perfect results. They're gonna last up to the 2 weeks as stated with, dun dun dun, not a singer, the standard application instructions. It's really just that simple. But part of that is knowing our products, and I'm so thrilled that we have 2 new ladies to add to the lineup from the glass nail file and the spoon pusher. I know many of you guys are already using these products currently to help you. But Jamberry, just like they give us everything we need in our consultant kit to start our business, they give us all of the amazing products we can use to achieve professional results in the highest quality at the most affordable price point. So we need to be the product expert and know how to use these. Happy customers are gonna be repeat customers. And again, repeat customers are gonna put dollars in your pocket, ladies, and this is a business, so we are concerned about the net income and profit that we can do. So here we go. I can honestly tell you guys, I know they talked about a little bit earlier today with the cuticle removing pen, that I did not realize the impact of the invisible cuticle on nail applications for probably about a year into my business. But the nail prep, did you guys know you should actually be spending almost as much time prepping your nail to get a good palette as you should be spending in applying the nail wraps? I think this is something that goes really underestimated. So, the very first step is to identify that invisible cuticle. And what Beth is gonna share a fabulous tip with you guys. You guys can take the tip of your glass nail file and you're actually gonna scrape it around the edge of your nail. And it's gonna identify that you're gonna start to see some white. This is the invisible cuticle. It's invisible, it's called that for a reason because it's really hard to see with the naked eye. Yet our nail wraps cannot bond to the skin of the cuticle anywhere, and that applies to this as well. So once you've identified the bad boy, you're going to use our cuticle remover and our spoon pusher as suggested and demoed a little bit earlier today to get rid of that. The next step is going to be to buff your nail lightly. Now we have two options. We can use our white buffer or we can use our fabulous glass nail file for this as well. Are you guys getting the picture that you're going to use the glass nail file for a lot of things in your business? And I want you guys to think back to high school and to that old cheer that goes something like this: be aggressive, be aggressive. And again, I was not a cheerleader. I can't sing and I was not a cheerleader. But when you guys are gonna use the nail prep cleanser or the wipes, it is really, really important. You are not just gonna lightly dust to get off that buff. You really wanna work it into the cracks. You're really trying to clear the oil from your skin. Okay, so this is a point in which you really want to apply a lot of pressure. Go small or go home, ladies, honestly. We all like to think skinny in so many areas except for our nail wraps. Our nail wraps come on a clear transparency for a reason, and they come in 9 different sizes, 18 different strips, so you can easily find the nail wrap that's gonna fit your nail best. So Beth's gonna show us, you're gonna hold it over your nail bed. If you cannot see the edge of your nail slightly, that is too big. Bigger is not always better. Think about when you guys are going shopping for jeans. Honestly, who doesn't wanna fit into a size a little bit smaller? We all do, right? So that same thought process should apply to your nail wraps. We all need to have skinny nails, and we need to teach our customers to think skinny, just like we need to teach them to stop touching the back of the wraps. I cannot tell you how many times I see ladies immediately go to touch the back of the wraps. And I know we as consultants are criminals in this regard sometimes too. You might be touching the excess area because you know that that's not gonna be what's bonding to your nail bed, but your customers are gonna do what they see you do. So do yourself a favor, use the wood stick, cut it with the scissors, and when you're doing your application videos, event demos, one-on-ones, you need to be showing them exactly what to do. They're like your kids. The do as I say, not what I do is not gonna work with our customers. Okay, this may be one of the biggest things you guys are gonna learn here today, and it's so simple. I have so many ladies on my team who have tried everything under the sun to get rid of the wraps and the ugly bubbles. And this, if you have a clean palette and you're selecting the proper size, this breaking up the heat into multiple steps is magical. So I've broken it down into 4 steps. Beth is actually going to just briefly heat. She likes to heat the adhesive side as well as the decorative side, but we're only gonna heat it until it perks slightly. I know you guys have all seen the bad heating. There is such a thing as too much heat where you can heat, especially with metallics, and it's gonna roll on itself and do a double backflip in about 3 seconds. Our nail wraps respond so quickly to heat, and they can actually cool just as quickly, and that's why we're gonna break down the heat. So again, you're gonna heat it just till it perks slightly, and you're gonna take that time to press it onto the nail and apply it in a great position and alignment. Then you're gonna pick up the heater and shoot heat down the middle and apply some really good firm pressure from the back of the nail to the tip. Now the sides, step 3, we're gonna do the sides. We're gonna do them independently because your nail is going to curve. This is the hardest part to get smooth. So we wanna make sure that wrap is heated again topically and is nice and pliable so you can press outward and down and along the sides. And again, after that, step 4, you probably guessed it, you're going to repeat the heat. We're gonna heat topically everywhere, and we're gonna use our cuticle presser. And again, you're gonna be aggressive and apply some good pressure. I can't tell you how many times I see this at my parties. So really, you need to apply pressure. We're almost done we're gonna have the most fabulous application, and you have two choices. You're gonna get the excess off, you're either gonna file it or clip it. Now, if you have short nails, or you are going to be working with juniors, you're probably gonna want to use the clippers, and you can clip the nail and the wrap at the same time, but you don't have to. Otherwise, you can just get really close in there with the clippers. But if you have long nails, you're gonna select our black and gritty Jamberry nail file. It is perfect for getting that excess off. But one thing I want you guys to remember, no matter what file we are using, from the black nail file to the white buffing block or their new best friend, the glass nail file, you are going to be going in the same direction, 90-degree angle, top to bottom, for all filing, even the glass nail file. I know that I have actually mistakenly done that wrong myself. And you want to keep this top to bottom downward motion as you go all the way into the sides of the corners. I know that's a little bit more challenging, but that is going to leave you with the smoothest finish possible. Okay, you see this shirt up here. I have a really sophisticated way to test if your tips are perfect. So I want you guys all to do this with me. Take your hands, pretend you just applied your nail wraps, and I want you to run them down the sides of your clothing. Now, all of yours should be smooth, because they should all be perfect applications. However, if you get any snagging or pulling whatsoever, you are not finished. And you're going to want to grab the purple glass nail file, and again, top to bottom at a 90-degree angle, and you're gonna want to smooth the tips. I know that's really sophisticated, right? You can teach that to your customers, though. It's something that they can remember, because how many times do you see a lot of excess hanging up underneath the file? Something else I don't think you guys know, because I'm sure you've heard all sorts of different recommendations on the pages, is that you can actually apply the cuticle oil immediately following a perfect wrapplication. Did you guys know that? Right, and Beth is going to demo how to do that exactly. The cuticle oil application, I think we maybe should have a video on this. Beth should make one. But you're not getting that oil anywhere near any of the cracks around that rep whatsoever. So do this with me. Where your finger bends, that is where you're going to simply place a stripe of the oil across the nail. Use your fingers, and you are staying only on the skin and the area. Our nail health actually is going to start all the way up here, and it's so important. So use these products not only to help your customers, this also helps, and Rachel's gonna talk about it a little bit later with the removal process. So pretty much, ladies, the moral of the story is just this simple. You can go from drab to fab, just like Johnny did. Your customers can go from drab to fab. You guys can have the perfect application every single time, but this is so important. Mastering this, sharing it with one-on-one demos, and just really getting this application perfect to your customers, this is where you guys can spend some quality time and honestly put some money in your pockets. And I want you guys to all cheer for that, because who doesn't want more money from their business? All right, thank you, ladies. Hopefully you guys can apply these tips.